As you already know, we have been learning a lot about butterflies, their life cycle, and how they transfer pollen in class. In this video, you can see a butterfly walking across the flowers. It is doing this so it can drink the nectar, but it doesn't realize it is helping to transfer pollen. For this activity, you will each get 2 pipe cleaners, a juice box, and a flower. And at your table, you will have a large flower with pollen in the middle. Now, the pollen is actually the cheese powder from Kraft Dinner, and it is very important to remember whenever we are working with materials, we never put it in our mouth. I know you may like Kraft Dinner, but we do not try the cheese. Remember, pollen is so important because it contributes to what we eat. So in our lesson today, we will be doing an activity where we transfer pollen to see how a butterfly does it. So the first thing we need to do is take our juice box and take our straw and put our straw inside the juice box. The next thing we need to do is take our flower and place that on top of our juice box. So our straw is through the whole of the flower. We're doing this because when a butterfly comes and lands on a flower, they're landing on the flower to drink the nectar from the flower. So we're pretending that the nectar comes from the straw and is inside the juice box. So the first thing we need to do is make our make our butterfly. So we're going to lay the pipe cleaner on our finger about in the middle so that it's even, pretty close to even on both sides. Once we've done this, once we have it in the right place, we're going to just fold it down and then we're going to twist it twice. So 1, 2. Now you can see we have 2 straight lines. So I'm going to bend these kind of more down towards the middle, and then we're going to make feet. So you just take a little bit and bend it outwards to make like feet. Next, we're going to make some antennas for the butterfly. So I'm going to take this next pipe cleaner and again, place it so that it's about even on both sides in front of your feet. But this time we're going to fold it upwards. Now that we folded it upwards, we're going to twist it twice again. So 1, 2. And now we can fold our antennas. Maybe you want to fold them, curl them up. And just like that, we don't have any wings for our butterfly, but we have the legs and we have the antennas. So I didn't choose pipe cleaners just randomly for our butterfly. I chose pipe cleaners because they are very similar to what a butterfly's legs look like. Butterfly's legs have little tiny bristles or little tiny hairs along them, which helps to collect the pollen, just as these pipe cleaners do. So let's see how this works. So at our tables, we're going to take our butterflies and we're going to dip our feet in the pollen. So we're just going to dance around a little bit in the pollen because this is what butterflies would be doing as they're walking across different flowers. They're collecting pollen on their feet and then they might fly to the next flower, and as they're walking to get the nectar, they move around and dance around and the pollen starts to fall off their feet. So if you do this a few times, you can see that my flower is getting covered in pollen, and this represents how pollen is spread. Butterflies don't even know that when they're dancing around and getting the nectar from flowers, they're really helping us to pollinate the plants, which helps them to grow and reproduce and create vegetables. So what we're going to do is, after the video is finished, you're each going to make your little butterflies, and then you're going to try a few times, maybe 3 or 4 times, of dipping your butterfly legs in the pollen and dancing around gently on your flower. Once you've done this, we're going to take turns trying to see how far spreading our pollen is. So we're going to dip our feet in once and then dip it on our juice box, see if we still have pollen left to move over to our friend's juice box. And if we do, can we go to a third juice box? Let's see how far spreading we can get to see how far pollen can spread. Trees and plants can't move to receive pollen, which is why it is so important that we have animals such as butterflies and bees that are able to pollinate the plants. As you're doing this experiment, you should really be thinking about this because remember, if we didn't have any pollinators, we wouldn't have any fruits or vegetables to eat.